One other thing we talked about was dinosaurs and dragons, and are the fossils and bones that we have discovered over the past 100 and some years that claim to be dinosaur bones, are they actually dragon bones? And so I wanted to just go a little bit deeper into that thought. First of all, this is just a theory, it's just an idea. There's a lot of history, thousands of years of history, where people are depicting these creatures like dragon-like creatures, but it wasn't really until like the 1800s that people started talking or using the term dinosaurs for these bones. And so it just seems interesting why the sudden change. There are some comments about how dinosaurs aren't actually an explanation for dragons, but dragons were just our way of interpreting dinosaur fossils because we didn't know any better. And that's definitely possible. I can't really say that that's absolutely wrong, but just seems that throughout history and even some textual writings that depict these large winged creatures that they call dragons or serpentine creatures of some kind, it just seems like it fits more with the dragon narrative than the dinosaur narrative. So I'm just going to read some notes that I have here. It says here, arguments proposing that dinosaurs are dragons often stem from young Earth creationist perspectives and studies in geomythology, which suggests that ancient legends, arts, and biblical descriptions of creatures like Behemoth and Leviathan are historical accounts of human interaction with dinosaurs. So that's definitely a common interpretation. There's usually a direct link between those who believe in dragons instead of dinosaurs to young Earth creationists, people who believe that the creation happened only 6,000 or 7,000 years ago, and that the Earth is only 6,000 years, and the reason is because they absolutely cannot have a millions of years old creature. It doesn't fit into their paradigm and what they believe. Just for the record, as of right now, I am an old Earth creationist. I definitely believe that the Earth is much older than we think it is. I don't think humankind is that old, but as far as the Earth and the creation, I do think it is very old. And so I'm not saying that these bones are actually dragon bones because I'm afraid of a old Earth interpretation, because I believe in that. As of right now, I'm totally open to other ideas and reasons, but so far I have not had any good substantial evidence or even from the Bible itself that would suggest that the Earth that we live in is only 6,000 years old. So I want to just explain a little bit deeper why I think some of these bones that are discovered are not from dinosaurs, but possibly from dragons. So we kind of have to identify and describe what a dragon is. So going back to the notes, biblical descriptions, Behemoth and Leviathan, which I mentioned before from Job 40 and 41, describes creatures with characteristics not found in modern animals, such as a tail like a cedar tree, which simply meaning it's very large, thick, and heavy, and that was for Behemoth, and fire-breathing, armored, aquatic capabilities like for Leviathan. Worldwide depictions of dragon-like creatures exist in ancient Babylonian, Chinese, Egyptian, and European cultures. Many ancient depictions, such as Mesopotamian cylinder seals, depict animals with long necks and tails similar to sauropods. The term dinosaur was not invented until 1841. Before that, fossilized bones were commonly described as dragon bones, particularly in China. In the video in episode 1, we talked about the Chinese zodiac and how there's 12 animals on there. All of them are real animals. They're not made up, they're not mythological, except for the dragon. Why would they put one mythological creature on this zodiac with 11 other real animals? It doesn't really make sense why they would do that. And then there's a type of dinosaur called a Dracorex hogwartsia, probably not pronouncing that right, but it's basically found with a skull featuring these large spikes and frills, which resembles a mythological dragon. So maybe that's actually a dragon skull, not a dinosaur skull. But what I'm saying is not that dragons are real. What I'm saying, our interpretation of what we call dragons is actually more of a seraphim angel. So in the Bible, we get a lot of description about what seraphims look like. And so First of all, the meaning of the term seraphim, it translates to fiery ones or burning ones, and we see descriptions like this in Isaiah 6. They are often described as having 6 wings, although only 2 of them are used for flying. Like mentioned before, Leviathan is often described as being fire-breathing in Job and has a fiery nature, similar to imagery associated with seraphim. Seraphim are used for cleansing and purifying, like when Isaiah goes into the throne room and there is a seraph angel there, and he takes the coal and cleanses his lips. These are fiery, burning creatures, and they're used for purifying and refining. Isaiah 27 talks about God using his great sword to slay Leviathan, the twisted serpent in the sea. Revelation 12 and 20 talks about this great dragon who is Satan, hurled down and ultimately cast into the lake of fire, echoing Isaiah's prophecy against Leviathan. So what I'm saying is that these dragons, or these bones that we call dragons, are probably fallen angels, seraph angels. At the very least, what they could be are hybrids of seraph angels, the fallen seraph angels, and an animal. They did this practice back in the Genesis 6 period of time when they came to earth and they started teaching men different things. They crossbred angels and humans to make different creatures, and that's why we have these mythological creatures, half this and half that, half man, half horse. All these mythological creatures are probably actually real. They're hybrid creatures that they've created, and it was an abomination, and God did not like that, and he put an end to it. But this is where all of these things come from. So dragons are probably most likely a hybridization between some creature and a fallen seraph angel.